Wow, Lotus Squad. Welcome back to Lotus TV 444. I already see you guys are dropping those likes before I even start the message. So thank you guys so much for that, and everybody that's just joining the stream. Please do be sure to hit that like button and, of course, share if possible. Get these videos up out there while we give everybody some time to join into the stream. Y'all already know what we're about to do, so get ready. Yo, I'm about to bust a flow on this little beat. Let's get it. Let's chill. Everybody have a seat. Everybody looking at me while I'm shining my light every day, every single night. Y'all like that? Bars. Bars. Yo. Okay, let me calm down because I got to get serious, y'all. This message I'm about to drop. About to drop it. I'm about to drop it. And all these hating ass bitches can't top it. No, they won't stop it because I'm about to drop it. Hold up. Hey, thanks for the likes. I really appreciate all the likes. Let's keep that shit up. Hit that fucking button right now. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey. Yo. Huh. Lisa said, roll it, rock it, roll it, rock it, roll it, hey, rock it, roll it. Look, I had somebody tell me one time I danced like somebody's aunt. I said, what? That's rude. I'm a little rusty. You can't be talking about me like that, girl. Hold up, let me see. My hair is messing up my lashes, y'all. I don't know what's going on with that, but just ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay, because it's going to bother me. Oh, there you go. Wait, peace. Ready, rock and roll. Look, I've got a lot to share with you guys. Okay? Everybody let me know what you want to hear first. You want to hear the story time first? Or do you want to hear the breakdown followed by the reading first? Because there's a lot. I'm telling you. Oh, wow. I don't know if I'm going to read that out loud. That's pretty dark. Let's focus on the message, y'all. That's what y'all are here for, right? We're supposed to lift our spirits when we come into the room, not drop them. But, okay, so Shiva got first dibs on what we're going to talk about first, okay? Hold on now. So, we're going to start with the story time then. And the reason why this correlates, y'all already know how my story time goes. Okay. So I want to break down a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context. Okay. Today, we're going to talk about a friend of mine who was actually discovered by me to be a covert narcopath. If you're not familiar with the term narcopath, it is basically psychopathy and narcissism fused together. It's a double whammy, girl. So basically, you can imagine what I endured with this person. Okay, right? So the reason why I'm talking about this story time is because it matches the theme of why covert narcissists call you a narcissist, right? Because I saw something today and I was just like, wow, no way. So we're going to talk about it, okay? Everybody hit 444 right now if y'all are ready. I want to see some interaction in the chat. Right now, I also see the ratio is off. Before I start the story, everybody hit the like button if you're ready for the story time. And y'all put that 444 down and if you're ready for this message, because y'all know how I do with these silent haters. Lately, we've been having a lot of trolls come into the chat room saying derogatory things. And I just want everybody to know that if you're not going to like the stream, we're going to wait for all of you to either figure it out or explain to the class in the chat what the hell is going on. Because right now I see 13 viewers with 7 likes. Can the 6 silent haters explain to me why they're showing their covert narcissism? I'm just playing, y'all. Now I'm just teasing. But everybody get ready. I want to see some interaction in the chat today. I want to see you guys getting fired up because everything that we will be discussing today is going to touch on many different topics. Now, I don't know who this person is with Luna at the end of their name, but please do make sure that if there are any trolls in this chat room, I don't know if you are, I don't know if you aren't, but I've never seen you in here before. If you're not a troll, welcome to the Lotus Squad, welcome to the live stream. But if you are a troll, be forewarned that I'm going to flame your ass up if so. Now, moving forward, we're going to wait for everybody to join up. I see everybody, I see everybody working their way towards getting that ratio right. And I'm proud of y'all for that. I really do appreciate the love and support, y'all. This is the Lotus Squad. Hell, y'all can even drop a like for the Lotus Squad. We're going to do it. Bring it around 2 times. Lotus Squad. Welcome back to LotusTV 444. I'm trying to see who's fired up today. It's Friday. We send negative. Oh, yeah. Now, Renee, you got to tell them the proper statement. Return negative energy back to sender 100-fold. And people just think that that's like a little harmless sentence. It's really not. Because there have been a lot of people that have come across some of my videos with that chant where they said they've seen the effects. So, I mean, see for yourself, But we don't play any games in the squad, right? Lotus Squad. I was just warning them. I know, Renee, I know, girl, you always got my back. You always coming through. You lacing people up. And that's why you're a moderator, girl, because you stay looking out. All right, let's go. Now, let's get into the story time because there's obviously a couple silent haters that are really stubborn. So we're just going to go ahead and put them to the side because the level of importance in comparison to this message and this tea that I'm about to drop on y'all today, there's no comparison. The haters, the silent haters, they're down here, and everything that has to do with the squad is up here. So everybody that's trying to pull that dumb shit in the chat, I'm telling you, this is you, and this is us, okay? So you can admire us from afar, but do be aware that I am Chief Fuckahoe, a part of the Blockahoe tribe, and I will block your bitch ass if there's any BS going on in my chat. Now, let's get into this message. So today I want to discuss the story time with you guys. Okay. And guys, if I'm freezing, just as a side note, before I get into this, I will say this. If the video is buffering, if the video freezes, try and back out and come back in and see if that'll help. Because sometimes I notice when people are coming in and the numbers are fluctuating, it does cause the stream to be affected. So I will say this. The story time that I'm going to talk about today is going to be about Fraudulent. And if you guys are not aware of who Fraudulent is, never fear. Mistress Lotus is here, and I'm here to break it down for you guys, right? I'm here to drop some wisdom in regards to not just narcissism, but these cluster B cluster B personality disordered people as a whole, right? And it's very important that we cover this topic as thoroughly as possible because, again, the holidays are coming up and things are ramping up right now. We're still in the throes of, the spiritual warfare. So we all have to keep our eyes peeled, to use discernment, keep our ears to the ground, and really be focused on who's truly your friend, who really has your back, and who's really down for you when you're down and out. And I'm saying this for a reason because Fraudulent is somebody that I haven't discussed on this channel. And Fraudulent was actually somebody that I had met back in 2011, 2012. This was around the time when I was still with my ex, excuse me, C-SPAN. And I actually discussed this person, C-SPAN, in my domestic abuse story. To those of you that missed out on that, please do check that out. Maybe there could be some guidance in there for those of you that are looking or going through domestic abuse and abuse in general, because dealing with that as a whole, you guys already know the backstory for those of you that have watched it. So this is why I'm bringing this up, right? So this was around the time when I was still with C-SPAN. And this is when I was still going through this on and off, on again, off again, toxic relationship. And so Fraudulent was somebody that I had met online. And this person was always very active on my page. I noticed a lot of comments telling me how beautiful I was and commenting on all of my notes that I used to write back in the day, because I will always have a soft spot for writing. I love calligraphy. I love, poetry. I love, hell, at one point I even wanted to write my own story, kind of like a memoir. Things like that. So I would always post notes, and around this time, I was really into my, my dark phase. I was in the throes of my addiction, when I was still doing speed and stuff like that. And, I went back and read some of those entries, by the way, and they were very heavy, very laden with misery and sadness. I was still lost as to, what gifts were lying dormant within me. And so around this time, I was very lost. And so I remember at this time, I didn't even know about narcissism either, nor did I have any grasp of the effects of this, this disorder. And I've never really dealt with psychopathy, sociopathy, things like that. So basically, going back to Fraudulent, right? So this person, again, they're very active. I felt like, we were really getting to know one another. We were leveling with one another, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And it came a point, and again, you guys, if you've missed those videos, my domestic abuse story, check it out so you can kind of understand the background story of this aspect that I'm touching on here, where around the time when I was arrested and I was dealing with a whole bunch of lies and mud being slung on my name by my ex C-SPAN and all these things that was taking place. I didn't have a place to stay. I was asked out, basically. No money, no nothing. My stuff, my things were being withheld. And around this time, the only person that I could seek refuge in was Fraudulent. And so now, I guess you can kind of guess from there, from then on, when we met each other, it seemed like, we were really coming together, and we were really, again, like we were destined to know each other, to meet, because when we had first met, I noticed that we just clicked. Right? It just felt like we knew each other forever, which technically we did, but it was more online rather than it was actually physically being there, spending time with each other and getting to know each other. So I was taken aback, and so was he, about how comfortable we were with each other that quickly. And, I'd never met this person in real life before until that point. So around this time, I think I was down where, living with this person for about a year or so, maybe a year, maybe going on a year and a half to 2 years. And at this point, I had, just started my road to sobriety and recovery. And I will admit right here, right now, I definitely was not in my right mind. And I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. You know, I had no direction. This was way before even this channel's inception. So there were a lot of things up in the air in my life. I was dealing with a lot of family abuse and dealing with, you know, loss in my family with my grandfather, and just dealing with how, you know, my family handled that. It was just completely horrible how everything occurred. So, you know, I was still in that mind state where I was feeling alone. I was lost. And to be honest, you know, if I could find my vice at the time, if, you know, when I was living with Fraudulent, I have to admit, I would have gone after it. I was definitely still weak-minded and weak-willed at that point. So you guys can kind of gauge where I was mentally and emotionally, right? So this person, you know, he ended up finding a job, and, you know, we're doing okay. You know, I started to feel bad because at the time I just couldn't find a job. And he ended up finding a job. He was working with his mom, stuff like that. And so I started feeling like, well, damn, all this effort that I'm putting in, you know, in this place, it's not really getting me anywhere. And I felt bad because I felt like I was mooching off of them because I wasn't contributing to groceries. I wasn't able to. I didn't have a job. But they knew that I was looking, so it wasn't a big deal. They weren't making it a big deal. But personally, I just didn't feel good with not having my own. And so, you know, of course, I wanted more for myself. So I ended up deciding that I wanted to move back to Houston and to, you know, go into my old stomping grounds just to find my way, basically. You know, I've had an easier time finding work in Houston. I knew my surroundings. I could get around easier because public transportation was there. So I decided to move. And I really think that this is when our friendship continued to go downhill, because, you know, around this time he was expressing interest, romantic interest in me. And keep in mind, he was the type of person that was talking to all of his exes still and romanticizing his exes, while at the same time talking shit about all of his exes. He would talk shit to me about just about everybody that he's known, you know, even before he met me. So you can imagine, you know, my hesitance to even want to get involved in that kind of drama, especially dealing with, you know, being on again, off again with somebody that was abusive. And I was already going through hell and back with this, you know, this other person. And so I just think that after I moved, I think there was a lot of resentment on his end towards me about me leaving. And, you know, he was really hoping that I would stay. You know, he was really down about it. Hell, we both were down about me moving back to Houston, but eventually I got Poppy back. You know, I found my way eventually, even though I had to go through hell, you know, in the process of all of that. But I found my way, remained clean, found work. I have my own place, even though it wasn't the place I necessarily wanted, nor was it mine originally. But things just kind of worked out the way that they did, to where now I have my own place. You know, I got Poppy back, and I'm doing well for myself. I'm doing better for myself than I was anyway. So Fraudulent and I, you know, mind you, we're still keeping in touch and going back and forth. And we would talk on the phone almost every day. Sometimes we'd webcam chat, things like that. And I just remember, you know, we couldn't go a day without talking for at least a couple of hours. And we were fine with that. You know, sometimes we'd call each other on our breaks, and, you know, we'd just keep each other company while we're at work and shit like that. We'd air our grievances about work, stuff like that, what we're dealing with in, you know, in the day to day. And I remember there came a point where I started dating. I was finally working my way through healing after going through all that BS with C-SPAN. And trust me, Fraudulent saw me ugly cry. He heard me ugly cry. He heard me just breaking down. And so, you know, as you know, I was telling him everything that I've been through. He's one of the people that I was actually able to, tell him about a lot of things that I really haven't told anybody, concerning my parents and my family and all that, that toxicity over there with them. And then, he already knew about the toxicity between me and C-SPAN, and C-SPAN's going around spreading shit and trying to do shit to to spite me and all this extra stuff at this time. So he saw all of my ups and downs. He saw my breakdowns. And so I felt like I really could trust this person. This was somebody that I could go to open up about just about anything. I could be myself. And so I noticed that after some time passed, the behavior started to change because he really wanted to be in a relationship. And at this time, I really wasn't invested because I already saw some traits of his that, you know, I didn't like. And I already see that we wouldn't be compatible on that level. So I decided not to even entertain that idea. So besides that, I started, you know, trying to at least level with him and make him understand that, look, you know, I think that we're good the way that we are. We're really good friends. And I wouldn't want to destroy that over, you know, forcing it into becoming something that it isn't. Tile toppers, I'm in the middle of a story. If you have something to say to me, then you can email me, but do not come on my channel with drama. So anyways, going back to the story. So after that, I finally got to a point to where it's like, I don't want to have to keep going in circles about all of this stuff, you know, concerning trying to not hurt his feelings with dating people and, you know, finally, you know, put myself out there. And so I finally said, you know what? Look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know, not only are we long distance, but I just don't see you in that way. And we've had to have this conversation multiple times. And it was like, you know, I'd be called babe, you know, pet names, stuff like that. And I'm like, look, I don't want to be that to you, especially when you're still talking about your exes. And I can tell that you're not over them. You know, we used to live together. I know you better than you think I do, you know, and so I know what's compatible with me when it comes to romantic relationships. And I was trying to tell him, but he just kept pushing the issue. That was something that he wanted. He wanted to be with me more than anything else, which I'm not trying to be harsh about that. But if I know myself enough to say, hey, look, I don't think this is going to work out. I think our friendship is more important. You would think that one would respect me enough and respect my position on things enough to not push the issue. And so that hurt me. You know, I kind of felt betrayed because I was like, well, damn. And then I started feeling like he was trying to use me to make exes jealous. You know, and all these different things with the behavioral patterns that I was picking up on. And so the one thing that stuck out to me the most was the point where we got to kind of arguing a little bit more. You know, I felt like he would start arguments for no reason. He would start with the backhanded compliments. Once I started, you know, working and focusing on my YouTube channel and focusing on my vision and getting creative and really stepping outside of my comfort zone, putting myself out there in a bigger way. And so that's a long leap from who I was when we first started talking, right? And even he made comments about how I was changing, but in a good way. He was proud of me, all these different things. But the fact that we weren't getting together in a romantic way was straining the relationship a lot more than I said it would. Because then his behavior started to shift into this very spiteful, passive aggressive, overly sensitive, over analytical, damn near neurotic sort of behavior. Right. And so I would see on his Facebook, you know, he would make posts about how, you know, all the women, you know, claim that, you know, they don't want to, you know, they want a good guy, but then they go and settle for the shitty guy that hurts them. And then guys like him, you know, end up alone. And I'm thinking, well, first of all, I think that you're distorting a lot of information and you're misrepresenting yourself online. And that's when the trust really started to be dwindled down to damn near non-existent, because I was like, okay, so you're over here trying to put a front on social media, but you know that eventually I ended up breaking down because of the arguments and all the back and forth and how the dynamic would be all fucked up because I wasn't entertaining his idea of what he thought would be good for us, rather than meeting me in the middle and compromising on the fact that that's not something something I wanted, and I didn't want to destroy the friendship because I already knew that if things went bad, that's exactly what would happen. And honestly, that's exactly what happened. So, not only was he, pushing for his own, desires, while excluding my own and ignoring what I had to say and felt about it, he was also being manipulative, being deceptive, trying to cut me down at every turn to make me feel bad for not wanting to be in a relationship. But then when I finally did break down and give him that chance, then all of a sudden, the behavior is really switching up. I was there for him through everything, just like he was there for me through everything, or so I thought. But then the one time I needed him the most, the one time where I was really down and out, didn't have anywhere to turn. I didn't have any food in the fridge for Thanksgiving last year. Nobody hit me up. Nobody, none of that. Christmas, it was the loneliest time last year around the holidays. And it shocked the hell out of me when he wasn't there. So I didn't start anything, I didn't get all explosive about it, but I did express to him how I felt about it. And I said, look, I really don't appreciate the fact that you left me hanging at my worst. I've been there for you, regardless of whatever it was that I was going through at the time. I know I'm not the only one going through shit, but I put my shit aside to be there for you. And it would have been nice if you would have reciprocated that. And I'm genuinely hurt. I really feel like you left me hanging, and I don't even know what to make of any of this. So you want to know what his response was? He decided to hit me full force with all of this hateful shit, telling me I'm a bad person. He was saying I was wrong. How are you going to tell somebody else how they feel and whether or not what they feel is right or wrong? I have a problem with that. Nobody has a right to tell anybody that. And the fact that he wasn't even receptive to me expressing myself, and every time, damn near, and thinking back, every damn time I had something to say, speaking from the heart, it was always a problem with him. And that was one of the biggest reasons why I really didn't want to be in a romantic relationship, because if I can't level with you all, and be 100% me, it's not going to work. But again, he feels like he knows everything. He's always right. I shit you not, you guys, I was on the phone for 2 hours. Don't ask me why I sat on the phone that long. But a portion of it was because I was trying to, defend myself. But for 2 hours straight, this dude was berating me, calling me a bad person. He even tried to tell me, well, damn, I was with family, which he actually wasn't with family the whole time. He actually had told me prior to the conversation that he was hanging out with a friend of his and that he would call me back, when he had some time. And then he started making up all these different excuses as to why he couldn't call me when he said he would, and all this extra shit. And I was just telling him how I felt, and he was blowing up and saying I was a bad person and that, he was right and that I was wrong. It was just only about that the whole time. He was trying to make it seem like I was trying to keep him away from his family, even though, like I said before, he had already told me that he was at a friend's house. So you weren't with family 100% of the time. You made time for this friend, but you can't make time for me. And I've made time for you even when, and I've been there for you, no matter what I was dealing with at the time. And right there, was when everything really started to break down in a massive way. This is when I finally started looking past what I wanted to see and looking at it for what it was. He always lived in his own fantasy world. He didn't want to deal with reality. He never wanted to have a real genuine heart to heart. He would always claim that nothing was wrong whenever I would try to ask him what's up and have a, adult conversation about things and all these different things, right? This is somebody that I thought I could trust with my life. This is somebody that was chasing me for 5, 6, 7 years. And when I decided to finally block him after that vicious display of anger and arrogance and pride that I had ever seen from him, And then I unblocked him because I ended up feeling bad, and I ended up missing him because I was used to talking to him every day and being on the phone for at least 2 hours. You know, hell, sometimes we'd be on the phone for 4 hours and it wouldn't even feel, we would be talking about everything and nothing. This is my best friend. And come to find out, he was telling me all the shit, how he didn't talk to his exes anymore because I was telling him my concerns about getting in a relationship with him and, talking about the distance. I even asked him if he wanted to move in, which is a big no-no, I realize now. Thank God that I dodged a bullet with that. But at the time, I had invited him to move in, and he had made a comment talking about some concert that he was going to go to. Completely railroaded over what I told him about, coming down. I said, I can even help you find a job. I actually just landed a job, here, and they're hiring. We would even get a bonus for, working there together. It would be a good lick. We could stack up some money, get another apartment because this place is shitty, We were making real plans. He was talking about how he didn't like being in his parents' house. He was talking about how, he's always been hurt and he's never been given the opportunity. I told him I would help get him his ID because he was making excuses about the fact that he didn't have an ID and all this bullshit, which an ID costs like $15. It's really not that serious. But anyway, so he's making all these excuses about all of these different things, but yet he's trying to convince me that he's really in love with me and still wants to be with me. And he's fighting and pushing the issue for years. And then, like I said, when I finally break down and I'm actually trying, like I said, I'm telling him, hey, you can come move in with me. And, let's actually, let's fucking help each other grow. I'm ready. You say you want help, so let's help each other. I'm trying to collaborate with him on making music. I told him I would learn to make beats, and we already made a song together. I wrote my own verses and I wrote the whole chorus. It was an unfinished song of his. So we had already done stuff like this together, but now all of a sudden he's not making the effort. Every time he said that he would do something, he would never do it. If he said he would call, now all of a sudden the calls ain't coming through. When he's acting like he's not talking to anybody, but then I would see on his page that he's talking to everybody. He's in everybody's inbox. He's complaining about how one of his exes is getting with somebody, and he this is why, he's so down and and, he feels used and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not one of the people that used him. But the fact that when I told him to come and move with me and let's get our lives together and all this shit, because he's tired of living with his parents and blah, 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 then all of a sudden, like I said, he brought up that concert, and that really hurt me because I was like, you know what? You're over here acting like you really want to change your life and you want to do better, but all you have are excuses. All you're providing for me is stress. You're not helping bring out the best in me, but I'm trying desperately to bring out the best in you. This shit is imbalanced. I'm fighting for you. I don't really see you fighting for me. The only thing you're really concerned about is a relationship. And I'm feeling like you're trying to use me to make this other person jealous because you're always talking to me about your exes. But then, when shit gets real, when I'm really trying to be like, okay, fine, I'll give you a chance, right? Now, all of a sudden, you don't want to do it. Then last year during Thanksgiving and Christmas, like I told y'all, when I felt like he wasn't there for me and shit, then come to find out when I blocked him and unblocked him, guess what? He was already in a relationship with somebody not even a week later. Not even a week later, bitch. And I knew right there in my soul, I felt it in my spirit, I felt it in my gut, that was the reason why he wasn't there for me. I knew in my gut that he was trying to demonize me and make me feel like shit because he had already found somebody else willing, naive, and insecure enough to deal with his bullshit. And he, to this day, will not admit that I'm right about that. I know damn well I'm right about that. You lied to me. You know you lied to me. You know that you're trying to smear. I mean, right now, check this out. This is the icing on the cake. I almost forgot this part. Today, I saw a passive-aggressive post about narcissists. He has the nerve. He's a covert narcopath. You're the last one to be trying to act like the reason that, you're happy in the relationship that you're in now is because it's my fault. I'm the one that was. No, you need to tell the truth. Stop lying on social media. Stop acting like I didn't give my all because I gave you more than you deserved. Fraudulent. And all you gave to me were lies. And all you were to me was a fraud. Right? This is why I brought the story time up, because the title clearly states the covert narcissist. This is why the covert narcissist says you're the narcissist. Okay, now that I'm not dying, this is why the narcissist calls you a narcissist. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too fast. Let me reel it in, because this other message that I want to bring to your attention now that the sun is in Sagittarius, there's a lot that coincides with what's happening right now. We're being enlightened in many different ways. There are so many people that would love to silence me. And I think that's why sometimes during my readings or when I'm talking about certain things, I notice I'll get choked up. And I learned something else too today, that a lot of people that have been gossiping about me, come to find out these people are watching my channel, bitch. These motherfuckers out here are wilding. They are absolutely wilding, because that makes no sense. I'm starting to see that this, that Fraudulent has been using the same sort of rhetoric that I use, verbatim. It's like everything that I say, he'll repeat. I also started noticing mild, willingness to want to compete with me when there's no reason to compete with somebody that you supposedly want to be with, right? Why are you, he started trying to do a channel. Ever since I started my channel, then all of a sudden he's real gung-ho about want to do a channel, and it failed. It flopped. I felt like he was tracking me, trying to figure out what I'm doing with my life. And I feel like at some point he felt like I was going to leave him behind. So he left me behind before I was able to continue to rise as I have been. Genuinely, that's how I feel. I also feel like there's resentment because A, I left all those years ago, and B, I always call him out on his shit, and C, I never really gave him that chance that he felt like I should have gave him. Now they're parading around on social media. I don't give a damn that he's in a relationship. That's less problems for me. It's less stress for me. At the time, I was really genuinely hurt about it because I really believed that this person really was genuine in everything that they had to say in regards to their feelings for me. But it's apparent the words and the actions don't mix. All the passive aggressive posts that I'm seeing, I know exactly what's being done. I feel like there are certain things being said, being posted, being done, being whispered about behind my back to get a reaction. And it's not going to get one. The only thing that it's going to get is me continuing to speak out against these kind of people. And it's funny because the icing on the cake, going back around, all the shit that he's been saying about me to other people, like I said, with the passive aggressive posts and shit, everybody sees through it. That's the crazy part. He's the only one that doesn't see the truth. So now the covert narcissist is trying to call me the narcissist. No, it wasn't me, baby. Don't put me in that shit. Because if anything, I cared a little bit too damn much. And that's why my ass was more hurt than you, because it took you a week to move somebody else in and be in a relationship. But yet you had all these feelings for me. You were pushing for years. What was the purpose in all of that? You knew full well what you were doing. And I know full well what you were doing. I know this person still watches my videos. I'm not stupid. And now, more than ever, I feel like if we have been exposing narcissists, whether they are covert or overt, the shit's going to hit the fan. But keep in mind, the proof is in the pudding all day, every day. The flying monkeys will eventually see that side of the narcissist that they thought that they were exempt from. The flying monkeys aren't dumb either. If anything, they were just targeted just like the rest of us. They served a purpose just like the rest of us that were targeted. We all have something within us that they envy, they aspire and desire to have within themselves. For so long, I've held this story in because this person has literally been trying to blame shift. And this is where we segue into what I wanted to share with you today. The things that he would do, and I saw one of you guys listed a little bit earlier, is gaslighting. We talk a lot about gaslighting on this channel, where if they're the ones that are being paranoid or passive aggressive, or if they're the ones targeting you, they'll have the nerve to say that it was you, or they don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy, you're paranoid, you're oversensitive, or they'll try and change your memory of what happened and what was said, right? But see, they can't do that with me, because one thing that I will never stop having is a strong memory and a bullshit-o-meter. You know how people have a gaydar? Well, I have a bullshit-o-meter as well. And I'm able to tell where they lie on that meter. And people, I swear, it never fails. People hate when I call them on the very thing that they're doing, because they don't expect somebody to directly say, hey, bitch, I know what you're doing. Why are you doing it? And I'm going to need you to stop doing it, because I don't have the patience for it, nor do I have the tolerance for it. Then all of a sudden they want to get in their feelings and start pointing at you, blame shifting. Oh, no, you're the one. You're paranoid. You're tripping. You're a shitty person. You fucked me over. You've saying all the things about you that are really about them. So they take to social media. If they can't control you, remember how we talked about this? If they can't control you, they'll try and control how everybody else sees you, right? So they'll start going on social media and making all of these passive aggressive subliminal posts, right? Right? They'll start posting way too many pictures of them and their spouse, almost as though they're trying to elicit a reaction. They take pleasure and delight in hurting people, right? They'll start praising everybody else and saying, oh, I'm so glad you're here for me now. And, oh, they start playing the victim. And, oh, you know, I was cheated on and used. And, they're talking to the person that's really insecure and that will be easily manipulated. They're, oh, thank you so much. And, I really do appreciate you. And, this person was really evil to me. When lo and behold, they've been pitting people against each other before they can even link up and discuss what's been going on behind the scenes, because they're trying to do damage control. They're up here trying to paint an image on social media that they're, a humanitarian and, they care, they feel so deeply, and really they don't feel shit. And really it's all a front. Everything is backwards right now. Like the Wheel of Fortune reversed, everything is flipped on its axis. So what is good is now bad, and what is bad is now good. And there seems to be a lot of people around me that don't like when I speak up, my parents included, my family included. Since I saw some family try and pop up in here, trying to start shit, let me explain something. Well, all y'all chicken heads were talking shit about me with my mom and everybody else. None of you motherfuckers came to help me when I was down and out. So don't come now when y'all see me being about my business. Don't come now acting like you give a shit when you were out here talking to these people that were supposed to be riding with me and supporting me, the very ones that had kicked me to the curb, left me hanging at my worst. Don't you dare fucking try and come back and paint yourself as the victim as to why I blocked you motherfuckers. You blocked for a reason. I don't want any of y'all in my life anymore. And I don't have to have you in my life. I don't have to. Because you already showed your asses about whose side, if we're talking about sides now, whose side you're on. We already know whose side y'all are on. Didn't anybody ask me what was going on with me directly? But y'all believe everything that everybody else say in the family, knowing goddamn well everybody in the family is full of shit. Y'all know there's a lot of drama, but y'all still decided to listen to it. So no, I don't trust you. I'm not going to trust you. I tried, but I can't do it. And I shouldn't have to explain myself about that. But since you motherfuckers need to get a clue today, okay, we're going to bring Blue's Clues up in this motherfucker to drop all the clues on y'all bitch asses. Okay? Don't come to me now that I'm doing okay for myself, please. And that goes for friends. That goes for anybody at this point. So if anybody comes back to me, hey, I don't have no bad blood towards you. I don't have any ill will. You know, if anything, I could even wholeheartedly say, I forgive you. I wish you well. But I also, just because I forgive you and wish you well, don't mean I will ever forget what any of y'all motherfuckers have done to me. So stay gone. Stop watching what the fuck I'm doing. Matter of fact, no, let me back that up. Let me retract that. Y'all can continue to watch greatness. Continue to see what you are not strong enough to be. Continue to see me shining my light. Continue to see what you have thrown out with the trash become something much more than you thought they would be. Please continue to watch my glow up, because the glow up is real. And I also realize that the envy is real as well. So don't come on my shit talking about none of that shit. Don't come on here trying to fake the funk, acting like y'all motherfuckers supported me. Because I don't see any motherfuckers leaving comments, leaving likes, sharing my shit. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody calling me. I've already reached out to a lot of people in my life, and I'm not going to continue to chase people anymore. Now, we're going to see y'all motherfuckers sweat. Let's see y'all motherfuckers get on that motherfucking treadmill and see if y'all will come chasing me. Because I deserve to have some people that'll fight for me as much as I've been fighting for these people that have not even lifted a finger for me. So don't come on here trying to make me feel guilty. Don't come on here trying to make yourself look bad or look like the victim and make me look like I'm crazy. No, I'm going to keep it 1,000, as I always have on this channel. And y'all will not come on here trying to distract me, trying to cut me off, trying to interject the glow up, because the glow up is real. You will not come on here and bring your negativity to me. You will not sit up here and play stupid. I've been silent for a lot of things that my family has done, that my friends have done, supposed friends, with friends like these who needs enemies type motherfuckers. I've been silent, but yet everybody has their mouth open. I'm still hearing shit from exes, from ex-friends. I'm still hearing shit about shit that happened over 5 years ago. Why is my name in your mouth? Why do you give a fuck about me now? Because you didn't before? Okay. Don't come on here with that, because I will clown you motherfuckers. And it ain't just trolls that I'll clown. I wish y'all would continue to come on here trying to play that dumb shit with me. Because y'all will get embarrassed. If you ain't already, because you're out here embarrassing yourselves. You understand? See, people don't like to look at the mirror. And that's why people really don't like me. And now I know I'm a little intense. I know I'm loud. I know I can be crazy. I know I can be a lot to handle. But one thing I know that I have always had a huge heart, to a fault. I have always had my arms open, my home open, to my own detriment. I have been there for people when they told me they were suicidal. I told them to come over, even though I'm dealing with shit of my own. Even though I'm struggling with life. Even though nobody comes and checks on me just because I'm strong. Bitch, just because I'm strong doesn't mean that I don't need a support system. The fuck? These people out here don't make any sense. No, you're just trying to justify why y'all haven't reciprocated. And I don't have time. I still have family members talking about some shit that I've done way a long time ago. That has not. Oh my God. It's like people will provoke you, knowing goddamn well what they did and said to provoke you, and then pretend that they don't know what you're talking about. Gaslighting 101, motherfuckers. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all hear that fire in my voice? Hell yeah, the fire's gonna keep burning these motherfuckers because I don't have time. Stop playing with me. Please. So things like that, right? Now that we've gotten all that out, right? Damn, that was a lot. I know some of y'all are like flamed up. Your edges are, wiped out of existence, and your wig has been snatched, and thrown several miles to the left, I understand that, y'all, but I had to let that out because I'm done. I'm done sitting around here smiling and kid, while these people are coming around here trying to play with me, trying to play games. I'm tired of being that little girl who used to get bullied all the time. Tired of, being self-conscious about how I laugh, how I talk, how I walk. I used to get Teased about just about every fucking thing. Teased about the music that I like, because I like rock music and I like music aside just hip hop. Oh, so now there's something wrong with me. When I talk proper, oh, now I'm talking white. I'm a little thick, so oh, you're going to talk about my stomach. You know, little shit, little stupid ass superficial shit like that. I am no longer that little girl that allows attacks on her confidence, on her character, and anything else be the ruler of her life. I'm no longer that little girl. I'm no longer going to be that little girl who stayed silent in the face of adversity, animosity, and bullies. I'm no longer going to suppress my emotions and sabotage my health for anybody else. And that goes for mental, emotional, as well as physical health. I'm not doing it anymore. Don't come ask me for anything if you know goddamn well that when I reached out to you when I was down and out, you didn't do shit. Okay? So don't come around here acting brand new, because we ain't brand new over here. Now, let's get into these messages. Y'all ready? Everybody hit 444 if you're ready for these messages. Okay? Because no. And I cannot believe that they're really out here trying it. Y'all are seeing firsthand. I had so many stories to tell y'all. We've been talking for an hour, bitch. And I appreciate all of y'all for chilling with me with this entire hour. Like, I love y'all. And that's why I am continuing to push this channel. I don't give a damn. I was so ready to give up towards the end of last year. And I was gone for about 6 months. I was trying to do this full-time working, and I hated my job. I didn't have any time for myself to put into this channel. I had a lot of naysayers in my ear and people not really sharing my shit, or at least showing a little bit of support. It doesn't cost a thing to leave a like. It doesn't cost a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't cost, especially people in my family, it doesn't cost any of these things to at least take the time to see what I'm really truly trying to do with myself, and at least try and be a supportive factor rather than a stressor in my life. I don't need to sit around talking about drama between the family for hours and hours on end. I'm trying to continue the journey of glow up. And these people out here are really going to try and drag you back. I'm telling you, this is what I've been telling y'all. There's somebody, even if it's not exes that are coming back. It could even be old family members that you haven't talked to in years, and people from your childhood that seem to be, needing to have a deep conversation with you to at least either make amends, reach a middle ground, or continue being on opposite ends of the field. And I feel like, especially concerning family, there are a lot of people that just will not change. And there's nothing that we can do about that. So that's where we finally put our foot down, make a decision to choose ourselves. Because if they ain't choosing us either, then, why continue to chase? So let me go ahead and ask these cards, gods and goddesses, what messages do you have for the collective, all zodiac signs? Please show us what we need to see. Shiva says, don't, girl, you're growing. I can see it. That's why people are coming for you. Well, thank you very much. It's very nice to hear. I ain't even gonna lie about that. That makes me feel good. See, and we all need support like this, and some people think, oh, that's being fake, no. It's about coming together. It's about camaraderie. It's about working towards the same cause. It's about lifting each other up. Enough people in the world are trying to pull other people down. We need more people in the Lotus Squad, especially, who will continue to lift others up. Because that's my only mission here on this earth. Spread light, spread love. Share the messages from God. Share the messages from the angels. Help heal a couple of people who are open to healing. And then pass my ass on and enjoy heaven, because the devil is a lie. And this is, in fact, hell. And we need to find our way to navigate through this hell. And by navigating through this spiritual warfare, by using our intuition, we will always win. So that's why narcissists work so hard to attack your confidence, to call you crazy to other people, so you don't have anybody else to go to. especially family. Family loves to do that one. If you finally decided you're not going to deal with people's drama anymore, they're going to start talking a lot of crap. Family members start turning against you, you know, stuff like that. And then you start to doubt yourself and wonder if it's you. Don't fall for it. Now, before we get into the message itself, here are a few signs that I want to share with you, okay, of a covert narcissist, right? And we talk a lot about narcissism, but there is, in fact, a spectrum. Now, keep in mind, I am aware that everybody, to some degree, has narcissistic traits. But as I stated before, there is a spectrum. And the majority of people, or at least a large amount of people, right, they seem to be afflicted with this disorder. So here's the first sign, is quiet self-importance. Okay, so real world example would be one-upping, right? So every time, let's say you get a new handbag and then you tell somebody about it and they're like, oh yeah, I remember this one time, you know, I got this other handbag, and it'll probably be a handbag that was more money than what you spent on yours, right? So this is all deliberate, right? And they're, oh yeah, you know, I got the tip where you say, hey y'all, I'm working on starting my own business. They're like, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing this. Or maybe they'll talk about somebody else who's doing what we're trying to do and then try to make it seem like they're doing better than us. They can be like, you know, I'll be like, hey, you know, and this is funny because speaking of this whole one-upping and the examples I'm using, it made me think back to Fraudulent and a lot of other people in my lives, but especially Fraudulent. Every time I had something going on and I was just simply sharing it with him, I wasn't rubbing in his face, I wasn't bragging, I just made one comment about it, and I shit you not, other people would hear our conversation and they would even have to make a face and kind of look to the side, looking at like, why does he feel the need to always have a story to follow up with something that relates to what you're telling him? It seems disingenuous, and that's exactly what it is, right? So one-upping. So a perfect example, you got an A on a test, that's great, but not as great as my A+ last week, but still good for you. So again, we discuss a lot on this channel about backhanded compliments. We discuss a lot about humble brags. And of course, one-upsmanship. This is something that can identify a covert narcissist. So basically what they want you to feel is confusion between praise and shame. And it's a reminder that you're lesser than them. So that's basically what we touched on here, right? You're forced to thank them, right? Because it sounds like a compliment, right? So they put you in the position to where you got to thank them, but you know deep down in your gut, something feels off about the whole comment, about the whole ordeal, right? So like the overt narcissist, the covert narcissist can't stand the idea that they might not be the smartest, prettiest, or best person in the room, right? But unlike the overt narcissist, the covert narcissist does not spread out its colorful wings every time it feels threatened. So this is where the passive aggressive, you know, posts on social media start happening. This is when the gossiping, but smiling in your face, talking shit behind your back, smiling in your face shit starts happening, right? Instead, the covert narcissist is much better at showcasing their superiority in subtle manners. This includes minimizing your accomplishments by comparing them to their own. And they use backhanded compliments, as stated before, and other smug remarks. You'll just feel it in your gut, right? The second sign of a covert narcissist is nonchalant disregard. So a real world example would be ghosting. Sometimes you'll shoot them a text and then you won't hear from them for a couple of days, you know, and then maybe some of you guys may follow up because, you know, you don't want to think the worst of somebody, right? So you follow up and you're like, hey, what's going on? And they'll come back with you saying, oh, you texted me? Sorry, I didn't see. I've been super busy with everyone else, or I've been super busy with that, or super busy with this. No, goddamn well, they stay on social media. They eat, sleep, and shit social media because they out here gossiping on the bitch, you know, trying to paint an image on the bitch, but they'll have you believe that they don't know what you're talking about. They haven't seen it. Oh, you know, oh, okay, you know. So basically, they want you to feel unimportant and small. They want you to feel insignificant. That's their whole goal. They know that you have, well, they know that they have you on a leash because you have feelings for them. And they want to remind you of that by showing you who's the boss every now and again. They want you to know that they don't care about your time or your feelings, and that, again, it's irrelevant and insignificant to them. They love, you know, especially covert narcissists. I mean, narcissists in general love the spotlight, but especially covert narcissists. But they try to hide the fact that they love the spotlight. So again, they'll do it in subtle ways to regain the spotlight if they feel like somebody's taken away from, you know, their attention. They don't give a damn if it's only one person watching them, as long as they feel like they are always in the spotlight. So this involves manipulating the people in their lives into believing that no one's time, wants, or needs matter except their own. So this is kind of, in a way, a form of grooming their target. So while an overt narcissist might openly demand that you abide by their wishes, a covert narcissist does it slowly and carefully. Over time, they carefully break you down. You know, they break down your self-respect, your self-confidence, your self-esteem. They steal your time, neglect your needs. Sometimes they do this by not sticking to their plans with you that maybe even they initiated, or they'll arrive late, you know, or change plans at the last minute. They don't stick to their promises. No matter what they say, they never follow through. They may even just outright ignore your messages, which, following these signs that I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to read to y'all what I sent. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm going to read it. I'm going to read what I sent, and I'm going to explain to y'all why this is relative to what I just said. Ignoring your messages outright, right? Now, the third sign of covert narcissism is appreciated altruism. So, real world example, they'll start sharing charity donations, knowing goddamn well they probably don't even care about the cause that they're, you know, advocating for, you know, and they just share these things to look good, to appear a certain way to people. They love to make themselves feel this inflated sense of importance by being able to help people with money and to hold it over their heads at a later date, or to, you know, help people in some way so they can go and brag about it or show people that, see, I'm a good person. I gave them money, or I helped them with this or did this. No, it's all a front, and it's all to support the picture they're trying to paint on social media and paint in general, right? What they want you to feel when they do this is admiration. We all know that narcissists love admiration, right? They want to be admired for their generosity as well as their wealth. So sometimes we find that they'll throw money around and we feel like they're really in our corner and they're trying to support us, especially financially, but then they pull the rug out from underneath you if we don't abide by behaving in the ways that they're trying to groom us into behaving. They want everybody to know by these little shallow acts of kindness, right? Going out of their way to help everybody, knowing damn well they're probably going to bring it up or try and guilt somebody into do something, you know, doing something for them in return, right? Like, for example, people trying to throw money at you and they expect you to have sex with them, or if they take you out on a date and they pay for the date, they expect you to have sex with them or whatever. Just examples like that. That's the kind of people we're referring to. They want you to know that they're a nice person, but they would not perform the nice deed if they didn't have the opportunity to tell you or anyone else, or at least get something in return. And they use these kind acts to really hold that guilt, like I said, hold that guilt over your head to make you feel obligated to give in to their demands. Altruism is supposed to be a selfless act of kindness and love. It should be about helping other people and enriching their lives at the expense of part of your own unconditionally. So you already know where I'm going with that. Narcissists are unable to empathize with people and don't see the need to help others if it doesn't benefit themselves. So if you start seeing that they stop helping you, they're feeling like they're not benefiting from the help that they've given you, or they didn't get what they were expecting from you. While overt narcissists wouldn't even bother with the mind games, covert narcissists care about the way other people think about them. So this is where the mind games start to ramp up. They need to start controlling the way other people see you. You know, they need to start trying to, you know, change the narrative and change themselves into the victim when they know damn well their target is the victim in reality, right? They want, their social media to know every time they've done a good deed, because the good deed isn't for the recipient. It's for them to raise their own self-image and their own brownie points. These are the people who, when tipping in the tip jar somewhere, they wait until as many people in the line are looking before they drop their tip in. And this could be extremely subtle, and you probably wouldn't even think of that when you initially see it. But little stuff like that. The fourth sign is confusing others. Narcissists love to cause confusion. Real world example, gaslighting. And we've touched a little bit on this, so you guys are already aware, right? But they love to say that we don't know what we're talking about. We're crazy. We're paranoid. We're oversensitive. These are the examples that you'll hear. The way they want you to feel is uncertain of what you believe in and what you understand. They want you to question your reality and your perceptions. So in doing so, they're able to further establish and reinforce their own opinions and desires and make it appear as though we're coming up with these things on our own. It's absolutely diabolical. Covert narcissists love confusing other people. They love to see the self-doubt other people experience when their thoughts and perceptions are challenged wholeheartedly. So these people know that they're lying. They know exactly what they're doing. Some people may try mental gymnastics, to try and get you caught up. So by taking away a person's ideological foundation, it makes it that much easier for a covert narcissist to exploit and manipulate them. The only goal that covert narcissists have is to feed their own ego. And we talk a lot about egotistical people on this channel, i.e. narcissists. They will do that by whatever means necessary. They'll say anything by any means necessary, even if it's at the expense of people who care about them. They don't care because it's all about them, right? The fifth sign of covert narcissism is emotionally inaccessible. So real world example, they're always too busy for you. Now, all of a sudden they can't talk. Remember how I told y'all what happened last year? This is really starting to line up. But yet they have the nerve to start talking about how they're dealing with a narcissist, when really in reality, they're the ones who's the obvious narcissist here. We're comparing notes, right? I'm glad I told the story first. See what I'm saying? So basically, what you might hear when you speak out against this, for example, when I was expressing how I was hurt about, him not being there. Now you're too sensitive. Just get over it already. You're wrong. You're wrong. Stuff like that. They want you to feel that your emotions are a negative part of your psyche. They want you to feel that they are superior at all times because they have full control of their emotions while you do not, which is still an illusion because they themselves, they don't have any sense of empathy. So their emotions are distorted in general. Sometimes they may even perceive something as a slight that we may be saying that has nothing to do with them, but they'll take it as such, right? But they have the nerve to make you seem like you're the one that's like that. No. They make you feel small and stupid for even needing emotional support from a friend or a partner, since they are so emotionally stable and put together, right? But now we're the problems. I hope y'all are listening, because I'm glad that I didn't forget to mention this. This is important to know. This is all deliberate. Narcissists don't even experience emotions the same way that others do, which is why they have difficulty building meaningful relationships with those around them, which is why they also try so hard to appear on social media and post everything about the relationship that they're in so they can appear a certain way to other people. Because if you're in a real relationship with real substance, why would you feel the need to prove to everybody else on social media, most people who don't even know you, right? Why are you trying so hard to prove yourself about all of this? It's all a game. And this is another thing that I need to mention. Some of us may be going through this specifically because this stuck out to me. While overt narcissists express this through obnoxious and loud behavior, so i.e. temper tantrums, punching holes in the wall, damaging property, stuff like that, hitting people, domestic abuse, that's more overt, right? But the covert narcissist, will just completely ignore all of their friends and even their partner altogether. Just outright neglecting people. They don't care. They don't understand the need to compliment or praise other people because they naturally believe they are inherently superior. So anything that their partner or friends might do is never enough to impress them, which is just a front, because deep down they're either envious and deeply insecure where they are in life, which is why they feel the need to always have to show that superiority. Because if you're confident in what you bring to the table, you wouldn't need to show everybody else about that. So it seems to me that they're going, they're going over and working overtime and trying to not only prove to themselves that their facade and illusion is real, but they have to prove it to everybody else by constantly just doing shit like this. Other experiences of being with a covert narcissist, right? They get angry when you're sick, or they start an argument when you're sick. They condescend you for no reason. Again, with the backhanded compliments or the little smart-ass remarks, passive-aggressive remarks. They forget about your requests on purpose. They gaslight when it comes to sex. They make people fight each other. They love to see this. That's why they go around spreading all these lies and doing the smear campaign as well. They drain all of your energy, but don't give you anything in return, which we already know. Been there, done that, right? They have no interests beside self-gain. Pretty self-explanatory. They project their own issues onto you. They give you the silent treatment and make you beg and plead for their attention. They never tried to make you happy at all. All the while feigning this victimhood, playing the martyr, But when you're down and out, they're not there for you. You see how this is, isn't that funny? How this is all just tying together. This is crazy. They don't really know anything about you either. And I'll go ahead and add something to that list. They don't even ask about anything about you. Pay attention to that. Now, I want to touch on the personality types very briefly on what covert narcissists target. Okay. And some of us may not even know that we're dealing with covert narcissists, right? They target a certain personality type. These are people who possess characteristics that make them most susceptible to covert narcissist behavior. People that covert narcissists can manipulate, exploit, and control over an extended period of time. So this could be people that are easily, impressionable. They're very insecure. They have low self-esteem. They don't stand up for themselves. They don't speak out about the truth. They don't really even require somebody to commit to them because maybe somewhere deep down inside, they don't feel worthy of this. It could even be a subconscious belief system where they don't feel worthy. Right? So these characteristics that they look for are the nurturer, the homemaker. They pity the vulnerable side of the narcissist. So that's where some of our openings are, especially to those of us that are empaths and to those of us that love to, again, play the caretaker. And that's the next characteristic, is the caretaker. The next one is extremely sensitive. So again, we already brought up empaths or empathy in general. And if we are, in fact, empaths, we're even more sensitive than any regular person. Sometimes these people can have the characteristic of being very quiet. Maybe they don't have a big social network. Maybe they're already isolated. Maybe they have, bad family relationships. Maybe they don't have a lot of friends, things like that. They love people like that. They love people that don't really have anything of their own either. So they could be the main provider of finances and everything to keep you tied to them. They also look for people that have self-doubt. They're overly kind. Someone who's self-reflective. So while we have the desire to become better, the narcissist seeks to exploit that desire. And the last characteristic is self-sacrificing. So even if they do recognize, even if we do recognize the exploitation, we stay to help because we think that by giving our light, it'll be at least reciprocated at some point, or at least acknowledged and appreciated. But we realize as time progresses, it doesn't happen like that. Now,
these things alone speak volumes. And hopefully this has given you a little bit of guidance as to what to look for when it comes to covert narcissists, because this could go undetected for a very long time if we don't know what we're dealing with. And it can become extremely dangerous because they're so undetected and it's not really covered a lot. You know, mainly we talk a lot about more overt narcissists, but covert narcissists, I feel like these are the types that are coming out a lot more, and we need to be careful. Now, let's get back into the shuffling. Now, I want everybody in the chat right now, how many similarities did you guys see with all of the points that we've touched on covert narcissism? How many parallels do you see with the story time that I told y'all? Because am I the narcissist or is Fraudulent the narcissist? Because something needs to be identified and put out into the universe. Somebody needs to be aware of the truth because I'm tired of the lies. Gods and goddesses, please give me a Celtic cross for all zodiac signs. Oh, okay. Oh, I feel like somebody's trying to hold on to their mask. They're trying to hold on to the past. They're trying to hold on to illusions. And already we have this card coming out with this Ace of Pentacles reversed. There's so much happening with relationships, money, family, home, work, where things just seem really unstable right now. Wow. Interesting how this card made itself known. There's going to be some news coming in about a missed opportunity, or, you know, maybe it could be a situation where we turn down a relationship or we're making a decision to cut ties with certain people in these realms. Home, work, family, friends, and the list goes on. Anything that has something to do with your foundations. Realize that all money ain't good money either. And it's funny because I eventually had to say that about one of the opportunities that I had presented to me not too long ago, and realized, wow, all money's not good money. I'm not going to sacrifice my mental, emotional, and physical health over, you know, an environment that is toxic to me, especially if I'm not valued. I don't want to work for any company where they can't see my worth, where I'm not paid my worth, and where I'm not respected. Ten of Wands reversed. It's time to put the wands down. We've been trying to do too much too fast for some of us out there. We need to slow it down. We're losing sleep over lost money. We're losing sleep over an unstable home or living situation. We're losing sleep over, you know, just all of these different things that we need to rectify. And it seems like no matter what we try and do, we end up taking, you know, 2 steps back every time we take those steps forward. We're not getting adequate rest, you guys. And we're mentally restless. Seems like our mind is going a million miles a minute. We need to regain our balance and become centered once again, because all of these things that we're dealing with currently, the losses especially, is what's draining us and causing so much stress. There are so many burdens that we may be carrying that are not our own. We may be carrying our own burdens, yes, but now we're taking on the burdens of other people and other people's problems, taking responsibility for things that have nothing to do with you, because other people may be projecting these things onto you or trying to, again, play the martyr in some way. Some of us have decided, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't do everything and be everything and everyone to everybody. I can't, and I won't. Even if that means that I have to turn down what appears to be a really good opportunity, or even if I lose out on certain opportunities that I feel are good. We must become grounded once again and realize that the time is now for all of us to not only speak our truth, but to start networking. Find a way to move past all that we're currently enduring. Find a way to de-stress and decompress. Yeah, there's so much happening. There's so much happening. Guys, there is a way to find financial assistance, because as I'm picking up this chunk that flew out, and I guess we'll pause, but as I'm looking at this card here, the 6 of Pentacles, we're going to find the assistance that we need financially. Some of us may need help moving. Some of us may need help finding another place. We need help finding work, finding just a way out of some of these unstable situations. We're going to find, you know, that even though we may have lost certain relationships, friendships here, or even opportunities, we will find new ones. We will find more fulfilling connections to establish, as long as we put ourselves out there and speak our truth, seek our justice, and don't listen to anybody whose actions don't follow their words. Because there seems to be a lot of people that just say things to sound good, or maybe they just look good on paper, or maybe they just look good, you know, surface wise. But really, there seems to be a lot of people that aren't bringing what's required of them to the table. They're bringing nothing of what's required of them. This 9 of Pentacles was within the chunk that flew out here. The more we focus on our own road, you know, staying in our own lane, you know, we will start to accumulate wealth here. Some of us may be dealing with ghosts of our past. Some of us may be dealing with seeing spirits. You're seeing white clouds, white flashes. Some of us are seeing hawks. Some of us may have even gained a new ability of being able to be like a medium, where you're able to communicate with these spirits, but good spirits, because they're the white, misty kind of looking spirits. We know that they're of higher frequency. Let's just put it that way. They're not lower vibrational entities or, you know, reptilian sort of energies. You know, it's nothing like that. And we feel this calm when we're in their presence, for those that are experiencing that. Some of us may be freaked out a little bit. Maybe we're getting some communication from our guides, our ancestors, our angels for sure. Somebody may be a dragon in the Chinese zodiac here. Or somebody may like dragons a lot. They like the paranormal. They like ghost hunting, stuff like that. Maybe they like bird watching. I see bunny rabbits here. Somebody could own a rabbit. I see eggs here hatching. Things are starting to take shape. Some of us may come into contact with a blonde who may be able to help us in some way, particularly female. I see this little bunch of grapes here. You know, we have fruit. You know, the fruits of our labor will be able to be harvested as long as we continue to focus on the self right now. Some of us don't really need to let anybody in, especially if we're still dealing with trust issues, any fears associated with, you know, new people, or dealing with things of our past. Maybe we're still healing from these things. And the more that we focus on our own journey, the easier it'll be to say no to this kind of energy, where Seven of Chalices. There are so many people wearing masks. Be careful. Some people are smiling in your face, but they really don't care. There could be somebody with blue hair that some of us are dealing with. Some of us are dealing with a Leo here. You know how we talked about gaslighting? There's a lot of gaslighting going on. If we've been dealing with a lot of confusion, it's because somebody's not really presenting themselves accurately. Remember how we've been touching on arrogance and pride, how that's a recurring theme energetically when it comes to narcissists. There's somebody that likes to force their views and opinions on other people. A know-it-all. I bet you they say shit like, I'm the shit. They think they're God's gift to men or God's gift to women. Always in the ego here. There are a lot of sick people out there. And these sick people have multiple choices. So if you feel like it's a third party situation, well, you better go and recalculate it, girl, because there seems to be more than 3 people involved with this type of person here. Way too many choices at hand. And they're not being honest about all of these choices that they truly have and that they're entertaining as well. So you can have a lot of choices and only be entertaining 1 or 2, but this person is entertaining everybody. They're in everybody's business. Somebody's putting on a front for real. And I'm just showing y'all what came out in the chunk. We haven't even laid everything down yet. Isn't this crazy? We have the Queen of Wands. Could be a motherly figure for some of us, or, you know, we're dealing with a third party here or a friend here. We could have turned down somebody who's like this because of the lies, because they triangulated us or put us into multi-party situations. I feel like some of us are embracing our confidence, shining our light. Some of us are coming across someone here that may have children and they seem really friendly, warm, you know, but there could be an issue where this person's ego may get in the way on some level. I feel like now we're starting to take our throne here. Somebody has a following. Could be a social media following, or, you know, followers of whatever creations you guys may be working on, projects. Hell, this could be somebody that has a lot of Instagram followers, stuff like that. Whatever social media platform, somebody has a lot of followers, and I feel like there's somebody here that is very beautiful, very confident. They have a lot of sex appeal. Some people may be feeling threatened about that or want to take advantage of that friendliness. They want to take advantage of what following you may have. I also feel like there's somebody coming in where I really do feel like somebody is genuinely friendly. They're a leader. They're a nonconformist. They touch on taboo topics. They say things that other people wish they had the courage to say. Sometimes this could be intimidating to other people. Our backing could be intimidating to other people. Our gifts, talents, unique abilities, our style could be intimidating to some people. Our looks even. There's somebody here that's dealing with a lot of BS for real. Now, remember how we keep talking about this witch bitch in the back? I'm going to just keep calling her out about this little look that she has going on, Hunchback of Notre Dame and shit in the background, you know. Somebody could be going to a graveyard, using graveyard dirt on people, summoning spirits to come into your dreams, to astral project, to spy on you. They may even use animals. there are a lot of people watching here, and they're aware of the torment and the anxiety that they've brought down upon others here, especially to those of us that have been feeling a lot of anxiety, dealing with a lot of fears, feeling this pain with everything that's been going on, and having trouble sleeping, nightmares for sure. I see a lot of psychic attack going on. Suffering headaches. Try to go to sleep and your mind starts working overtime more than it was earlier. So much stress with this card. Some of us may be internalizing some of the negative things that have been said and done towards us. Some of us are fearing that there's a lot of witchcraft going on. There are people following us. Some of us could be feeling like there could be conspiracies going on. Somebody's guilt is catching up to them. Here we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and guess what? Remember how I was telling y'all about Fraudulent, and I told y'all that he was a Virgo? Here we have the alien. Now, that's not to say that all Virgos are associated with that energy. Don't get me wrong, because I'm Virgo rising, right? But isn't that funny that these two come up? Some of us could be dealing with a Virgo or a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, where somebody, again, they're childish. They don't confess how they really feel. They hold it all in, you know. Some of us could be dealing with some insecurities where we're working through these things, working on ourselves, our self-esteem. You know what, Renee? I just have to point out something, you guys, because she said nasty tongues. And I know what she meant, but for some reason my mind went to one of my grandmothers who's honestly not here anymore, so I can't really ask her about this, but she dropped to her knees and started speaking out in tongues when supposedly my father all those years ago was getting shot at. And I don't know if that helped him or if that was just a curse or what's going on with that. I don't even know what to make of that. But for some reason, seeing nasty tongues, it made me think of somebody using tongues or speaking in tongues. You don't know what the hell is being said, what's being done, what's being cast, how to remove it. But there is a way here. I also feel like somebody's having an outburst because somebody has decided to keep to themselves. Or somebody's not happy about the fact that we're focused on staying in our own lane in some way, being more cautious about what we say to people and all this other stuff, who we talk to especially. There's somebody here that would rather pretend that everything is okay, knowing goddamn well they're hurting. Somebody's exposed. That makes me think back to a narcissist, whether they are covert or overt. It makes me feel like they're now fearful more than ever that they have been exposed and that they will be exposed further. And I also feel like that's some of us that may be picking up on their energy, and we may be dealing with some of our own anxieties over what we're currently dealing with our relationships, our money, our home, you know, family, and all these other things as well. So it's a combination. Okay. All right. So we have the Queen of Cups. This is crowning us, you guys. We're open to starting fresh, changing the scenery. We're open to love, but right now we're more focused on self-love. We're more focused on, you know, keeping our emotional state balanced. Our intuition is picking up on way too much. And it's seriously being strengthened for the majority of us, first of all. And second of all of these messages, some of these things that we're seeing in our dreams, that's our subconscious trying to communicate to us and pinpoint what's really going on. The when, where's, how's, why's, and all the other impending questions that we have. And that's a very good point, Shiva. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye, where you said, not knowing our next move is killing the narc. That's another example of what could be tormenting them, and that outburst behind us keeping to ourselves. Now let's see what's going on here. So guess what came back out again, y'all? So the alien came back out again. Virgo energy coming back out again. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy coming back out again. There's a lot of there's a lot of things going on with this where somebody's going to end up blocking communication. They're expressing their anger. They're expressing how they really feel, and they're telling you exactly what's up. They're telling you everything that's on their mind and not caring how it sounds. We're not speaking. And I see this moon sitting here. Oh, look at this. If y'all are thinking about family members or somebody that could be a Pisces, Cancer, or a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, people are out here talking shit. Straight up. Family members, workplace, if we're still dealing with workplace issues. Some things have not come to light yet. We may have gotten bad news concerning, again, finances, the home. There's so much going on. This is crazy. And I even see this Ten of Swords reversed. Now that they've tried to deal the final blow, we've removed the swords from our back. We already see who was stabbing us in the back, stabbing our fronts and sides, you know, just stabbing us up like we're a rotisserie chicken or something. And they're out here smearing people's names because of all of the lies, the deceit. They don't know how we're aware of their mask, because I see masks here. We see through the mask here. Look at that moon. He looks pissed off. Like, not today, bitch. Nope. I already know what's going on with you. I don't know how I know, and I may not have concrete proof. But everybody in this motherfucking world knows what's going on. Everybody can see. All the stuff that's being said behind our backs may not be brought to the light just yet. Because look, Seven of Swords, Six of Chalices reversed. They're still talking about our past. Still talking about shit that happened years ago. Still holding that against people. Spreading lies. Cheating their way to the top. Cheating their way into other people's hearts. Now they're hiding. They threw a grenade at us and then turned around and ran while trying to take something of ours. Other people sneaking around while we finally decided, you know what, I'm letting the past go. I'm done. I'm not holding on to this anymore. I'm not holding on to any grudges. I wish you well, but stay the hell away from me. There seems to be a lot of people going around, sneaking around. They're not being completely honest. And I'm going to tell you all that right now. This is crazy. All these chunks coming out tonight, y'all. What the hell? I haven't even laid half the spread out yet. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus. Some of us may be dealing with this sign where things are still up in the air. Shit's still, it's like unfinished business. We're canceling plans, or maybe plans are, you know, maybe we have to change the date, reschedule. Some of us are flying back home, or somebody's coming back from a trip. They're coming in quick, then they got the quick communication, and they're wanting to recover things, or at least try and get some closure in some way. Recover money that's owed to us. Regain financial stability. We've lost a lot already as it is. We're just trying to pick up the pieces. Some of us just need some silence and some rest. Anybody that was worried about cheating and stuff like that, and if they found out, you know, if you found out somebody was married while they were talking to you or whatever, they already had a family with somebody while they were talking to you or all this other stuff, that's gonna come out. Everything's gonna come out. Everybody's gonna be exposed. Two of Chalices. There could be a reunion coming up for some of you. Somebody may reach out and maybe you guys are having a heart-to-heart. Things are balanced. Some of you guys may be finding new opportunities financially, new jobs, even though we may have suffered a multitude of losses here. See that Four of Cups reversed. Somebody's extremely insecure, and they're even more insecure. Those insecurities come out a lot more when they're in our presence, no matter how low we may be feeling at this current time. Because again, we hold all the cards because we have already identified the narc. They're already exposed. So now they're worried about being exposed to other people. Some of us may simply just be expressing to people not only how we feel, but we're sharing things with certain people that thought that they were getting away with the shit they were talking. And we could be confronting these people. Somebody may have an outburst about the confrontation. All right, I'm going to cut the deck right here. I mean, we already saw the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Now the Four of Wands reverse. Somebody's going to end up deciding to move out. You know, somebody's going to end up breaking up. I don't give a damn. They may think that everything's all made in the shade and shit, but somebody's going to end up breaking up, moving out. Family discord, breakdown in communication. People are going to start arguing. Everything's going to come out in an explosive way. King of Pentacles reverse could have something to do with our father or somebody that we have kids with, the father of our kids, or dealing with somebody who's in our side and potentially Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We're turning this person down. We're not doing this anymore. This could be somebody that's really horrible with money. They spend it on flashy things, but they don't have anything to sustain themselves in the long run. They like to control people. They like to control how they're viewed by other people. They love to manipulate. Tell half-truths. Somebody in the workplace abusing their workers. Micromanaging people. Not valuing their employees. There's abuse going on in the family. Somebody could have a gambling addiction or an addiction in general that they blow their money on. Blowing money on things that depreciate in value. Blowing money on things that end up destroyed in the long run because they don't know how to take care of shit. Don't have a home. Staying with parents. Trying to act like they got shit on their own, but they really don't. Pawning off their mother's car as their own. Pawning off their mother's money or their father's money on the gram or on the book. Taking pictures with money that they know damn well they didn't earn. Somebody that's only about money, but don't know how to manage it. Three of Pentacles reversed. Definitely work and family references. Somebody is not qualified to be a manager, even though they are a manager. And it's really starting to show. So now they got to throw out all the stops. They're wearing their workers out just to hang them out to dry when they're done with them. Let's lay the rest of this out. Beautiful. Thank God. Thank God, y'all. I'm loving it because you know what? Your girl's getting hungry. And I really do want some tan-tans right now, but I'm gonna hold off. We're not gonna do no tan-tans, man. I do want some tan-tans, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Starman. I'm so glad to see this because the more that we seek our justice and we continue to push forward, reaching the stars, continue to push forward, reaching our highest potential, we will start to see so much manifest out of nowhere. Abundance. We have all the resources we need to get to where we need to go. We need to call on these resources, even if we're, reaching out to our angels. I saw someone in the chat say that they use Archangel Michael. Look, amazing, because so do I. Even if it's just reaching out for help in that way. There's a will, there's a way. Keep developing the self, mastering your craft, mastering your abilities, developing the self, improving the self. And it's funny because this is also a confirmation for me because I've had a couple people come and get spells from me. This is double confirmation for me that not only will those spells manifest, but it will reverse any black magic that has been done. And remember how we already said return negative energy back to sender 100-fold? That was just the beginning of what's getting ready to manifest. This Three of Pentacles reversed, though, I will say this. All these other people that think that they have the answers, but don't practice what they preach, we're not working together. Some of us may have an easier time doing things on our own, but don't forget that there are people out there that will be willing to help us. We just have to know the right people to reach out to. Even if it's organizations that could be able to give you the assistance that you need. I like how this looks with the Judgment here. The decisions that we make from this point forward will open the floodgates So far, we have 3 major arcana. We need to tap into our creativity. Major changes are starting to manifest. We don't quite see them just yet in the material realm, but they are. A lot of people are going to be defensive. They're going to be combative. Because I think that deep down they know what's coming. Especially to the narcissist. Yeah, they know what's coming. Thank you very much, Queen Yumi, for the $2. Welcome to the Lotus Squad and welcome to the live stream. All this opposition that we're going to get from people around us, it's all unfounded BS. It's all what they want to see, what they're pretending to see. And now that we're reaching the stars, and we are vulnerable, not afraid to continue to be who we are, even in the face of opposition, adversity, and the like. Is going to not only strengthen our resolve, but it'll strengthen our perception of the self. We realize that we have a lot more power than we may have let on before. I feel like love will start to come our way. If we've been feeling blocked financially, blocked in love, feeling sluggish, stressed out, not sleeping well, all of these things will be rectified. Are really, picking up on a lot of what's going on in the background. And because we can't see it, we can't see the surface. And the reason why we're feeling it even more now is because a lot of people are already exposed. We're looking for long-term success. We're looking for balance, healing. We're working to rectify any conflicts, heal old wounds. Even if other people aren't us out or at least level with us, we're able to release. We're already out of the storm. No more dealing with conflict. We're working through some resentments here, or identifying resentment in other people that we may have had surrounding us lately, and releasing ourselves from that as well. We've dealt with a lot of betrayal in our past, and now we're just working to find our way to heal it and to become more confident in our ability to see through BS. Because sometimes I feel like that's what we fear most. We know that there is a possibility that if we are vulnerable, we're opening ourselves up to allowing ourselves to be hurt again. But that's not necessarily true, because now we're armed with the wisdom, the knowledge, and the information necessary to protect us from ever going through what we went through again. And I think some of us are getting to that realization as well. I can't talk today, huh? Ten of Wands reversed, or maybe I've been talking too long. Damn, we've been on here 2 hours. All right, let's wrap this up, y'all. Ten of Wands reversed. Y'all are awesome for sticking with me like this. I love y'all. Seven of Wands. Even though I'm crazy as hell sometimes. Seven of Wands, right? We're standing our ground. And because we've been standing our ground, it's been wearing us out. Let's be real. You know, all these people coming at us with their BS and, you know, whatever else is going on and all that extra. We still stand our ground nonetheless. And I feel like we've been dealing with a lot of competitive people. We've been compared to a lot of people. A lot of people have been trying to take our spot, or AKA take the spotlight, whatever the case may be. And maybe that may have instilled some fear or doubt within ourselves and our abilities subconsciously. And we're working through these things. And maybe that could be the source of what's dragging us down as well. Let's see this Ace of Pentacles reversed. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. These cards are acting up today. Hold up, let me see. All right, here we go. So we have, I love it. So we have the Sacred Clown. I absolutely love this card. We may be dealing with a lot of clowns, but as long as we hit that reset button and turn the clowns down, we'll be fine. Don't fall into any of the traps that people may set out for you. You know, I'm gonna give you a diamond ring. I feel like somebody may use the entrapments of marriage and the lavish lifestyle to be able to maintain some control here, because they see that we may be dealing with some issues currently with financial instability. Some of us could be dealing with a fatherly figure like this, or Aries. Again, or somebody owning a company here. I'm telling you, somebody with their arms all folded and shit. Look at them. Nope. I feel like this person is sitting on the sidelines. We already took our shot. We're burning the bridges. We're done. Burn it all to the ground, girl. And we're starting to have this new verve and new zest for life. 744. There you go. Nice catch. See? I really feel like this narcissistic energy is starting to rear its ugly head in a multitude of relationships, environments. There are a lot more arrogant people. You know, they may look down on people that have less money than them, or less stuff than them, or maybe, you know, they look down on people that don't dress in designer clothes. They think everybody is stupid, and that they, you know, they're the ones that can help all of these stupid people. And they always got shitty things to say about people. They're real abusive. You know, they make you feel small. Somebody lied their way to the top. Somebody could have slept their way to the top. Somebody could have been schmoozing with the boss. Somebody who's really controlling. Maybe somebody's dealing with a controlling father. Or maybe this person in general is just controlling. But their whole lives are in shambles. You know, they can be out of control, but they'll go and judge everybody else for being in the same predicament that they are in. They have the nerve to point fingers at other people that may have done the same things that they have in their past, but then condemn them and shun them and snub them for those things that they've done in their past. But all the while they're always blame shifting and pointing out everybody else's flaws and mistakes and shit, they don't ever work on changing themselves. They don't have any control or grip on their own lives. Show me this Princess of Swords. Oh man, yeah, we're discussing some injustices, some lies, some illegal activity, all the imbalances in relationships, a third-party situation, somebody dealing with pregnancy within a third-party situation. Keep in mind, I'm trying to hit on all points for everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest, because I have a feeling somebody's going to try and be like, what the fuck is she talking about? Just take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm reading for more than just one person here, and I see Libra energy coming up here as well, where somebody's really dishonest. They out here doing the most. They have a lot of frustrations in life and take it out on other people. They're not having as much success as they thought they would with all of the lies and underhanded dealings that they've been doing, that they felt like they've been getting away with for so long. Somebody is all logic or all emotion. It's always black and white with certain people surrounding us here. And that's another trait of narcissists. Black and white thinking, all or nothing. Somebody could be going to jail or dealing with probation or dealing with something within, within the Supreme Court, within, a business or an organization here, or even family and relationships where all these injustices may not have all been rectified all at once, but best believe they're getting rectified today and from this point forward. Return negative energy back to sender 100-fold. This Three of Wands reversed. A lot of wands, y'all. Some of us may be feeling a little bit drained. Maybe we're not really feeling like we want to get creative at the moment. Maybe we're having creative blocks. Four of Swords reversed. Okay, well, fine then. So we have the Ace of Wands. Now that we've dealt with these blockages, or we're working through these blockages, now I see the Ace of Wands coming out, and now we're starting to have this burst of inspiration. We want to, create something. Maybe we want to draw or paint, or, maybe we're coming up with some ideas. Maybe something comes to us, out of nowhere, like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. We haven't yet taken the steps to act on it, but now I feel like there's going to be this hopeful energy, passionate energy. Yeah, Leo energy for sure. I know not everybody is dealing with this sign, but if you guys are, be careful. And y'all know I have a Pisces moon. Some of y'all may be dealing with Pisces or are Pisces or have it somewhere in your chart. And now, intuitively, we're seeing things that maybe we didn't really see before. Maybe we're putting two and two together now. Oh, okay. I thought it was this, but now I see it's this, this, and this. Or I thought it was him or her, and now I see it's this person and this person, or whatever the case may be. And we're going to have to make a multitude of decisions concerning relationships because of that. Because of the lies, the smear campaigns, because of the rumors, slandering people's names, defamation of character. Some people could really be going to court for these things. Queen of Chalices. Okay, all right. Well, there you have it. There you have it. We have the alien reversed. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with that energy right there. We know that there are certain people hiding, and the people that are hiding are the ones that we're picking up on the most. This Ten of Chalices reversed. Somebody is dealing with some issues within the family. Maybe everybody's not getting along. Everybody's not as happy as they're showing on social media. Why do I keep saying this in every collective? Breakups happening, divorces, broken families, crying, drinking, getting drunk, trying to ease the pain, numb the pain, forget what they're dealing with. Somebody's trying to act like they're happy as hell on social media, but they're full of shit. Unless, please, in the chat section, Kenneth, I don't know who you are, sweetie, but I'm gonna learn you today, sweetie. All this extra talk that's going on about these signs, it has nothing to do with somebody's zodiac sign. It has everything to do with the person's character. So you need to go and ask that person why they are the way they are. But pay attention to the message, because that's why I'm sitting here. We're not here to complain about people's signs, because I have all signs in my chart. And it's really not about the specific sign. It's about the person and their character, right? That's why they do the things that they do, right? Because of their character, right? So this Ten of Chalices reverse. I'm not liking the distractions, but I'm going to roll through it. I'm really not liking it. Somebody is really faking the funk for real. Somebody is isolating themselves. Somebody is hesitant because they know what they've done for real. They know. All these people know. Show me the Starman, please. Because you know what? There you go. We have the Princess of Pentacles reversed coming out again. Somebody's going to get bad news. Somebody's going to get dropped. Somebody's getting blocked. Somebody's dealing with money and family problems. Somebody's dealing with finding out that their friends aren't really their friends. But all the while they were going and smearing our name to all of their friends, but really none of them was really their friends. All the flying monkeys and shit, just flip-flopping and flying and zooming around and shit. You know, like without a care in the world and shit. Right? Just to see that whoever's doing this hiding right here, whatever's been done in darkness is going to come to light. So I don't know why they're hiding. They can run, but they can't hide. They've been pointing at everybody else for so long. It's time for them to realize that all those fingers that's pointing back at them are there for a reason. Strength reversed. See what I'm talking about? A lot of abuse references within the family, within the workplace, within our living situation. People are being abusive for real. And somebody's acting like, oh yeah, oh, we caking it up and all this extra shit. That's not, remember, it's all an illusion. It's all to paint a picture that's false. Somebody's weak. Somebody's real impatient. I'm done. Somebody likes to rush people, or makes people, maybe some of you guys may feel rushed around certain people when there's really nothing to be hurrying around for. You know, what's all the hubbub about, right? Show me the Six of Pentacles. All right. Prince of Swords reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I keep seeing this dude, man. Now that they've already destroyed everything in their wake, said and done a lot of impulsive, hurtful things, it's exposed a lot of people's character for real. Somebody is all over the place mentally. You know, they can't form a complete thought. They say hateful things out of spite. They do things out of spite. It could be somebody with long hair, long dark hair, you know. Maybe they're into gothic stuff, or, you know, maybe they're into knives, you know, maybe they're into self-mutilation or something like that. BDSM type stuff. They're jumping the gun. Somebody's being reckless for real. This type of person is like, to hell with throwing caution to the wind. Fuck caution and everything associated with it. I'm going to do it all. And I don't give a damn what consequences come my way. Hell, they don't even think about the consequences because they're so impulsive. Hot-headed, angry all the damn time. They start saying hateful, rude shit. Getting into fights. Maybe this person likes to speed in their car. They have road rage. There could be somebody in a gang associating themselves and affiliating themselves with gang-like behavior. Could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius who's doing all this. There's a lot going on, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro. Wow. The moon's back out again. Be careful with people at night, y'all. For real. Be careful with people that are negative. Be careful with people that have no impulse control. Everybody that we've been in conflict with knows that we're already above them. We've always been above them. Otherwise, there would be no conflict. This is crazy. Nine of Wands reverse. This is nearing completion, you guys. I see a lot of nines. This is coming to a close. So everything that you feel like you haven't been liberated from, everything that hasn't yet come to light, it's coming out very soon. Nine of Wands reversed. Okay. All right. So we have the Princess of Cups sideways. So I feel like somebody wants to confess how they feel. It could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe they have water in their chart as well. It doesn't just necessarily have to be a water sign. But I feel like somebody wants to reach out and confess how they feel. Maybe they want to, you know, confess what they've done behind the scenes, but they're not confessing and they haven't confessed. And the more that they are hiding, they double down on their lies. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Now, already we saw Four of Wands reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Chalices reversed. If y'all think that the people that we were triangulated with are better than us, y'all are falling for the illusion. Y'all are falling for the lies. Y'all are falling for the gaslighting, because I'm going to tell you right now, money's not looking good. People's emotions aren't, shit's not as stable as they're making it seem, period. There's a lot of fighting, combativeness, going back and forth. Somebody's real defensive with everybody around them because they're doubling down. Show me the Temperance. This is crazy. King of Chalices reversed. Love is not looking up right now, you guys. Ten of Swords reversed. We're all focused on healing right now. There's somebody that drinks a lot of alcoholics or drug users, liars, emotional manipulators. We're hoping to get financial security and stability long term, you know. But it seems like there's certain people around us that are trying to manipulate our minds. They use money and security to lure you in. We're going to have to make a decision. Five of Swords reversed. That's all right, sweetie. Just back out and come back in. I noticed that whenever I'm talking about some real stuff, either I start getting choked up or the stream starts acting funny. Five of Swords reversed, Six of Chalices and the Sun. So some of us may be liberating ourselves from a Leo or reuniting with one. Apply it to your situation. Not everything's going to apply, you guys, because I see some newbies in here and they may not understand. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. We're completing the cycle, and it's going to be very soon. Everything that happened in our childhood, everything that happened in our past is going to come out. All the lies that have been told is going to come out. It's over. And I think everybody knows it. Somebody's feeling abandoned, and it's because of all the lies. It's because somebody has a whole bunch of choices. They weren't aware of somebody that has a whole bunch of choices. They're not maturing. They're not growing. They're not maturing. They're not growing. It could be workplace situation, father of your children, Aries, somebody. It could be everybody, bro. There are so many narcissists right here. It's unreal. Keep allowing your intuition to guide you in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, staying silent about our future plans, staying silent about what's going on in our lives, staying silent about how we feel, and focusing on our own lane and keep it a secret. Whatever you're planning to do, keep it a secret. Don't let anybody try and come in, because somebody's going to try and come back, maybe bring up some old resentments. But all this stuff that hasn't been dealt with, best believe it'll be dealt with shortly and accordingly. But at this point, you guys, that's all I have to say. I may be back over the weekend, but if not, I'll see you guys on Monday. Keep your heads up, and until next time, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love, y'all.